Oh, what it do, crew? It's your boy Elijah X. I'm back. Man, it's been a rough one, man. Uh try not to be a downer, but there's no way, man. This circumstance is just as bad as it is. Our government is literally never minding our people, and like they really need help, and it's truly unfortunate because as you'll see in this coming video, I got the coming Hurricane Milton that's about to track through just grew to a Category 5 hurricane. And they're trying really hard to clear pathways for people to get out of Florida. It's expected to touch down on Wednesday, so within the next day. Um, if you're in Florida, please, please heed all evacuation warnings and please get out as fast as possible. I know it's really hard with the debris and everything, but yeah, things are getting really serious, and I don't really want to politicize anything, but I mean, I'm gonna show you some clips from the people who obviously are going through this terrible disaster and not being helped by our government. So let's start off here because man,
Is picking up the pieces after Helene killed more than 230 people, making it the deadliest hurricane to hit our mainland since Katrina.
Right. The Biden-Harris administration sending 500 more active duty troops to hard-hit North Carolina, bringing the total to 1,500 as thousands are still waking up without power.
Lawrence is live in North Carolina with a firsthand look of the destruction. Lawrence, what has it been like over the course of the past day or so for you?
Hey, good morning, family. It's really hard to describe because it's something that you would typically look at in some movie or, you hear reports about it, but when you really get here on the ground, you see just devastation like none other. Right behind me, it used to be a car repair shop. And as you can see, there's one car right here, but you see other cars that are inside of the building that are just smashed together. And to the left of me used to be a mattress shop, and it's not even visible. At first, it took us going to Google Maps to figure out what the business is. The people here are struggling. There's questions about the response here so far. And, I always tell people, I'm not going to disagree with administration when they say FEMA is here. The problem is the residents aren't seeing them right now. But just a big undertaking from the people coming together here, businesses coming together, Samaritan's Purse who is on the ground. So where the government hasn't been here, you
man, I'm not stop it that often, but you really got to give it to the American people. We are stepping in and helping ourselves and our family, our extended family, because we're all we got. You guys really have to understand. They want us divided so bad, but when it comes down to it, we will always reach out a helping hand for our own. And we're all kin, regardless of our skin. This identity politics and this man-driven division, that is all menial, futile, and it's just meant to keep us at odds with one another. We need to come together and respect one another and understand this is a country that we need to save, and we need to save our people right now. We keep doing what you guys are doing.
seen the community come together, guys.
It's always the case. It's often the case. It's all too often the case, Lawrence, these days when it comes to some crisis. You look to your neighbor. Sadly, we can't look to our leaders. And I know that you spoke to many of those neighbors, many of those people in North Carolina over the last couple of days. Here it is.
We never thought it would hit up here in these mountains like this. But when we walked down and seen that road gone and that bridge gone, I mean, it took my breath. I was like, what happened?
Lots of disaster in this area, a lot dead. a lot without power and water. We don't know when the water will be restored. I don't have either right now.
My son hiked 5 miles to get me. We went through all the devastation of there were no roads, there were no homes, there was nothing.
Just so much damage. It's been somewhat overwhelming. We feel like we're in a war zone.
And I've experienced guys coming up here from other cities packing up this free stuff that they are sending us, saying they're going to sell it. All donated goods for us. I mean, there's places that lost their homes. There's families that lost everything they had.
People have drove up and they've saw what we've got, and they've just covered their face in their hands, sobbing that they were able to find something to eat, something for their babies.
It's such an outreach.
Bro, I never imagined growing up that I would experience this in this country. I never, ever, never, ever would have thought this would happen. And at least I thought, like, man, they'd have helicopters in here dropping supplies and getting everybody squared away and airlifting people to the hospitals in other states. Nah, man. Nah. No, they're not. They're not doing shit for us. It's crazy. Remember this. This is not even for just voting. This is the type of tyranny that we need to get out of our lives completely. Just remember this. That's all I'm saying.
From around the country. I mean, folks from all states coming in, and they're just helping us and bringing supplies in, truckload after truckload.
So if anybody needs it, we're here. And we will, as long as we have supplies, we will be here for the long haul.
I think that our government can do more. Because we're going to need the help. There's roads gone. There's, it's going to take a lot to rebuild us.
There's so much more that could be done, and giving us $750 if you can even apply for it is ridiculous. And I've only heard of a handful of people getting approved. $750 isn't going to do anything even if you do get approved. Not with the damage we're seeing, not with the hurting that people are going through right now.
Where is the help for Western North Carolina? We can send billions to Ukraine, and we can't help Western North Carolina. We have spent all of this money on all of these people crossing our borders that are open, and now we're telling the people of America, the U.S., that need the money, we can't give you no money. That's our money. We pay it in, we work, and we should receive some benefit from the government with our own money. It's just not right. The people of Western North Carolina that are hit hard should not be suffering like this.
I don't think.
It's just hard. It's hard to even get through this. I've watched it, of course, already. But man, this is just something else. It's a whole nother level. And I do see the posts and comments about the possibility of cloud seeding and weather changing and them being the ones control of the weather, hence the terminology climate change. And like at this point, they've been calling us conspiracy theories for certain things for the longest time, and they always end up being true down the road. So I don't want to speculate too far, but if that's, look what happened in Maui, was it? Or I don't even remember. But like we all seen what we saw. We all know what we know. And man, if that's how they're getting down just to try to maintain power, I'll keep it right there, cuz I'm angry. I'm angry to the point I want to kind of cry, cuz we can't allow this. We cannot allow this.
I think she's doing enough, and I don't think Biden's doing enough either. I'm sorry, I don't, because I heard on the radio myself, so it ain't hearsay. Biden said, "What storm?"
Everybody I talk to, it's pretty much a slap in the face. We're not getting the support from her, from the president, the sitting president. We're just kind of having to suffer through it and figure it out on our own.
I would say to Kamala Harris, this tragedy did not happen in a nice neighborhood downtown Asheville. Step out, get your rain boots on, get your mud boots on, your gloves on, and go out there and walk through what I hiked through for 2.5 miles to get back to Asheville, to get back to my family. You hike it. Then you tell me what it's like. You step it up. You're up your game.
President Trump will do a lot. He's gonna help us.
He's definitely showing up, and he's making it known that he knows what's going on and that he wants to help.
We don't want to hand out. We want to hand up. And that's what Trump's going to do for us. We got to get him.
All right, yeah. I mean, they're so right. They're so right. They're so right. And like, if y'all can still, with good conscience, say you're voting for Kamala Harris, I don't want to say I hate anyone, because like, that's not me. It's all love over here, but we need to do something. You guys, like, we need to do something. We need to do something, and you need to listen to us folks who are on the right side. And that's not saying quote unquote right, but like, really though, you need to like start comprehending what it is that we are saying to you. We're not trying to be preachy or nothing, but if we continue to allow this administration to run our country, when they just blatantly show you they'll allow all this disaster, they'll allow open borders, they'll allow other countries to have our money before helping our citizens. They obviously want a war with Russia. They're not for us. We the people cannot tolerate this anymore, and it will not go on. Let's see. There was a part toward the end of this that I wanted to get after. Let's see.
They aren't here. All right, I'll give her that. I'm not going to
$1 billion short because money has been going to undocumented immigrants. Also, that the areas of the Republican areas of the state are being intentionally ignored in some fashion.
You know, it's frankly ridiculous and just plain false. This kind of rhetoric is not helpful to people. You know, it's really a shame that we're putting politics ahead of helping people, and that's what we're here to do. We've had the complete support of the state. We've had the local officials helping to push back on this dangerous, truly dangerous narrative that is creating this fear of trying.
Bro, fuck whatever narrative they're referring to. No one gives a fuck about this story. Get your asses out there and actually fucking help. That's what this is boiling down to.
To reach out and help us or to register for help. It has a tremendous.
All right, I'll give her that. I'm not going to say that, but what I can say is the residents say they don't see them. I mean, what is worse? What is worse, for you to be on the ground and residents not see you, or you to be on the ground and actually not do any work at all for the people here on the ground? So, I mean, I understand their plea. I don't want any of these workers to be harmed in any way. But when you see Samaritan Purse and private organizations that are here on the ground, you wonder why FEMA is not right there with them. What if these private organizations weren't on the ground? And what I hear constantly from these organizations over and over again is that the government in many cases is making it harder for them to do their job. You think the people that we spoke to yesterday care about politics right now? They just lost their homes. They don't have running water. The last thing they care about is the next presidential election, guys.
And you know, Lauren,
this is what I'm saying, man. People are just these are human lives, man. These are our people. These are our family. I don't care what you say, bro. If you're an American citizen, you are family. Even if you stop calling yourself legal immigrants, you're not a legal immigrant. You are an American. Stop hyphenating American. I'm not a black American. I am an American. You understand? With this, we can't have this. We can't have this. We cannot have this. Let me see if I can get to this last part I wanted to see real quick.
And I think the reality of it is, Many of them support programs, support Ukraine to help other people. They want to support people that are struggling, but they have one request. When they finally do need some help, Ainsley, when tragedy does hit them, it may happen one time in their lifetime. They paid taxes for years, that their government is there to help them along the way. They're not asking the government to, pay their mortgages off or anything like that. That's not their request. But basic water, to get electricity, to rescue their family members. I'm not sure the missing numbers and the death toll number is accurate right now, because there's people still saying that it's more than that. So right. I think I'm at a loss right now, Ainsley.
People are.
All right, we'll get to the end of this portion of the video, and then I'll show you this little bit before we go off.
And they've paid into the taxes. They want that money to come to them too. They have lost their homes, they've lost their water. These are just basic necessities, and we do need to help them, and we need FEMA to step up.
And really quickly, if what we're talking about is a crisis of leadership, it's about to be compounded as we're seeing the biggest evacuation in Florida in a decade.
Yeah, they're going to get hit again.
Hurricane Milton bears down on Florida.
Yeah, and we had the Speaker of the House on our curvy couch. Thank you so much.
This is what I wanted to get into next before we leave, man. Oi, oi, oi. Hurricane Milton. Please, please evacuate, man. Just watch this, man.
It's just an incredible, incredible, incredible hurricane. It has dropped 50 millibars in 10 hours. I apologize. This is just horrific. Maximum sustained winds are 160 miles per hour, and it is just gaining strength in the Gulf of Mexico, where you can imagine the winds. I mean, the seas are just so incredibly, incredibly hot. Record hot, as you might imagine. You know what's driving that. I don't need to tell you. Global warming, climate change, leading to this and becoming an increasing threat for the Yucatan, including Mérida and Progreso and other areas there.
Buddy. Man, in closing, we cannot rely on this administration for a damn thing. They do not care about us. They don't care about our people down there. If you are in Florida, please heed this warning. Evacuate as soon as possible. Do whatever you need to get out of the area. All prayers up. I really wish the best for you guys. If y'all need to get out to the Midwest, wherever, man, like, we're all family. I love y'all. I pray for y'all, and I hope the best, man. Like and subscribe, and I'll bring you some more information when I can. Y'all be blessed and stay so.